Hey, what is going on, Cancers? Butch here. I'm going to do your 1 week read. It is a general read, so it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. I'm going to be using the Horror Tarot. I figured I'd wear in this shirt. Might as well keep going, right? So with all that being said, let's get it. Universe, what is going on for Cancers? What message do we have for Cancers? Message do we have for Cancers, universe? All right, Cancers. So the first thing that I see, Cancers, I feel like this is someone, this energy is not new. Or at least it's not someone coming in. I feel like this person's already in your life. Now this could be someone, for some of you, this is someone that you're already involved with and looking for that next step. For others, it's someone that you want to be involved with. But either way, we're waiting here. You know, it kind of feels like the waiting game. You know, we have the Six of Cups, that past person. You know, I mean, I feel like you feel this connection to this person. And it's a deep connection that you feel. We have the Lovers card. You know, and I feel like with this person, I mean, I feel like you strongly feel like this is the one. You know, this is the person that you've been waiting for. But that's where this conflict comes in of this person not taking that next step. You know, I feel like you've been waiting for this offer. You know, we have you waiting for this offer from this person to, like I said, either for some of you, it's to take the next step, to make a commitment. For others, it's making the first step. I mean, you feel the connection. The connection is real. But I feel like with this person, there's this self-imposed prison. This person's spending a lot of time in their head, and I feel like that's confusing you. Like, what's so confusing about this connection? And I feel like this is a thought that goes through your head over and over again. You know, are they not feeling this? Do they not want this? What's holding them back? And with that Eight of Swords, we have that self-imposed prison. And the thing is with a self-imposed prison is the person in that prison has the keys. You know, and they're spending all this time in their head. And the closer you get to this person, I feel like it's the opposite of what you assume would happen. The closer you get, the further they seem, you know, it's this hot and cold energy. You know, the deeper this connection, the deeper it gets, the more it exposes the depth of this connection. It feels like they get further away from you. I mean, feeling like this is the person that you're meant to be with. You know, everything's clicking, everything's working, but all of a sudden this person just seems like they're pushing you away. It's not what they're doing. I feel like this person has a lot of fear. And one of the biggest fears this person has is is because they care. You may not know this, but you're going to know. That Nine of Swords, that's an anxiety, um, not being able to sleep type energy. And then we mix it with, the Knight of Pentacles, which is all about trust. It's all about establishing trust. This person is afraid. They're afraid of putting themselves out there. They're afraid of how strongly they feel for you. Now, I know for some people that may be a complicated, a complicated idea to comprehend, but for some people, and I feel like with this person especially, they've been hurt before, and I feel like they have a hard time letting that go. I mean, this is what's causing this person to see to somehow find negative in this. With that Five of Cups, looking at the negative instead of the positive. Thinking about those cups that are knocked over instead of the cups that are upright. Thinking about missed opportunities or missteps rather than what lays in front of you. The Devil card, I mean, this person's been hurt before. This person gave their heart to the wrong person before. And everything in them is telling them, but they're not listening. I feel like it's self-preservation. They're having a hard time, and I feel like they're keeping it from you. I mean, we have the Seven of Swords, and this is deception, betrayal, pretense. They're afraid of what can happen. So they're keeping themselves restrained, in a sense, from telling you how they feel. They're keeping that from you because, I mean, this person thinks about you and only you. They really do. I mean, they care about you much more than you think they do. We have the Four of Cups, thinking about you and only you. But the Moon card here, they're letting their imagination get the best of them here. Or they've been letting their imagination get the best of them. Sometimes I like to refer to this as almost like, it reminds me of this story. My grandmother, when she was younger, she got in a car accident. And it took her 5 years before she ever got in a car again. To drive. The accident wasn't her fault. Somebody ran into her, but it scared her so much that the only way she would drive is she'd get taxis or she'd get somebody to drive her around. She would never drive. It took her 5 years before she finally decided to get back behind the wheel of the car. And not long after that, I remember having a conversation with her, and she was telling me how much she missed driving. It was so, the independence and just being able to get up and do things for yourself. She said she missed that, and she just enjoyed driving on a whole. But for 5 years of her life, she refused to drive. And like I said, it wasn't even her fault. That's the kind of feeling I get with this person, is that they've been hurt. They kind of put their heart up in a shelf. Kind of stored it away. But you gave them a reason to go back and get it. You gave them a reason to drive again. And I feel like the further this person seems like they're getting, it's actually, believe it or not, the distance, the greater the distance, the closer they are to actually overcoming this. And why I say that it can be confusing is because you're thinking the further they get away from me, the closer they are to me. The more time they have to think about this, the more what they're doing makes no sense to them. You know, this person has a lot of strong feelings for you. Like I said, they think about you and only you. I mean, we have the King of Cups. This person feels this connection as deeply as you do. You know, even to the point where they feel bonded to you. They feel like they're connected to you in a way they've never been connected before. And believe it or not, along that way, sometimes that can be, it kind of throws a wrench in the plans, if we're going to say, because it's like they're close, and the more distance they have from you, seemingly, the closer they are. And I know, like I said, that's confusing, but trust me, this person wants to move forward with you. And also, this person will show up in a big way. You know, that distance is their way of overcoming that, that overthinking. And like I said, letting go what no longer suits them. This connection is too much for them to walk away from. That's clear. This person will show up. They want to move forward. You know, this person sees you as their person as well. They fantasize about a future with you. They fantasize about being next to you. So just when you think they're as far away from you as they can get, that's when the communication opens up. And that's when, I feel like they have a hard time being honest with you, or at least they've had a hard time being honest with you about how they feel, solely because they don't want, they don't want to they don't want to hurt you in any way, but they feel like their thoughts are so complicated that if they told you, that it would just make it worse. But that's another idea that this person has and will be kind of thrown out the window. Because I do see them opening up communication with you. I do see them being very honest with you. And I feel like once they do that, I feel like you're going to feel a tremendous amount of relief knowing that you're not in this alone. Because you're not. Like I said, I just feel like this person is overcome with fear. And it's the way they feel about you that's causing that fear. You know, sometimes we know what we have to do. And we know what we want to do. And sometimes that's not the easiest thing. Even though we know it, even though we know what we want, just because we know what we have to do doesn't mean it's going to be easy. But I feel like this person knows that they're not walking away from this. Like I said, we have the 10 of Cups, the family card. We have the 8 of Cups in reverse. This person isn't walking away from this. They're walking into it. You know, it's like that. The definition of courage isn't being absent of fear. It's having fear and still doing it anyway. You know, so you may feel like there's distance between you and this person, that maybe you're not on the same page, but I feel like you're more on the same page than you even know. They want a future with you. You know, and this, like I said, when we say self-preservation, it's almost like they're trying to save themselves. You know, they're trying to protect themselves from getting hurt. But we need to look at that on the flip side. The thought that they think that you can hurt them truly shows how much they care about you. And that's something that we need to really focus in on this. Like I said, it's what you've been manifesting with this person is coming to fruition. You know, it wasn't an easy road, but the road is just about to get a lot easier. What I love about this deck is so we're talking about the Chariot, which is a Cancer energy. And, we have the Chariot. And on this card, it says the warrior drives at night under a crescent moon, no hands on the wheel. He steers by force of will. nothing can stop the chariot. And I feel like that represents this reading in a nutshell. Nothing can stop this. You know, how you feel about each other is too strong to walk away from. And I mean, it's clear with that eight of cups in reverse that, you know, this isn't something they're walking away from. They are going to walk toward it. They're going to embrace it. And I see a hell of a lot of enjoyment for both of you in this. But that's the problem. I've talked about this before, is the fact that sometimes when we get hurt, that pain is so deep and it cuts us so deep that it's really hard to forget. You know, with this person, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, you know, we have some Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius. You know, when we get hurt, it's like getting hurt is very much so like any other big moment in your life. You know, and even though it's not something you want to be a big moment in your life, we all remember getting hurt. You know, and some people get hurt worse than others, and it's almost like it's such a traumatic experience that we never want to live that again. You know, and giving your heart is a huge step. It's a huge step. Especially after you've been hurt. Like I said with my grandmother, the accident, it took 5 years. 5 years of her life she couldn't drive because somebody ran into her. It scared the shit out of her. You know, and like a bad relationship, it can haunt you. And it's been haunting them. You know, they put themselves out there before and they got crushed. And they're not in a big rush to do that again. So if you feel distance with this person, if you feel like you have no idea what this person's thinking, trust me, all those questions that you have will be answered. And the more comfortable, the more safe, the more trusted they feel in this connection, the more they'll open up. You know, they're putting on a brave front. But one of the worst things to do in any kind of relationship is to shut the other person out. So for all those that resonate with this, if you're shutting your person out, they're there for you. You know, and all you got to do is open up. I mean, this person doesn't want to look weak in front of you, so I feel like they don't want to share, you know, what's going on with them. So it's almost like they feel like they can deal with it themselves. But it's very clear that this person wants to be with you. It's very clear that they want a future with you. You know, a lot of people talk about being open with your partner and just, you know, being transparent. And it's something that comes. You know, a lot of people can't do that off day one or day 100. I mean, we all have our demons and we all have the things that haunt us. But as long as we're moving forward, you know, as long as the next day is better than the last, you know, and we'll get there. You know, a broken heart is something that can linger. But don't underestimate how this person feels about you, because trust me, like I said, those questions that you have about how this person feels about you and what's going on in their head, it is coming out. It will come out. Oh, excuse me. I mean, I know one of my friends, he was with a girl, you know, and she got pregnant, and he was over the moon. You know, he was in love with this girl, just had a kid. You know, I mean, they went to go house shopping. You know, everything was going right for me. He had a good job. Everything was going good. Then it went bad really quickly. He found out that not only had she been having an affair, but he also found out that there's a very strong possibility that the child wasn't his. And they did the test and found out it wasn't. And he spiraled out of control. He finally started the last few years getting his life back together. You know, he started drinking, using drugs. You know, he went for a few jobs, lost that great job he had over this. Last few years, he's finally gotten his life back together, but even when I talk to him now, he has no interest, zero interest in finding someone. He said, how could I ever trust anybody after that? So sometimes when we get hurt by someone, even long after we're over that person, the side effects, the lingering issues still remain, and that person still has power over us. I mean, he's a great guy. And he may never look for love. You know, he was dating this girl about a year ago, and he told me he really started to have feelings for her, so he broke it off with her. Sometimes we underestimate how much power. But that's the thing, you can't let the past have power over us. You know, and it breaks my heart when I think about him, because he deserves so much better. But I won't give up on him. I'm going to keep trying. You know, and hopefully he will find that person that mends his heart. Because that's what we all want. You know, we all want that person. You know, that person that we can experience that joy and that love with. But anyway, that's what I have for you. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.